welcome to Asian Pulse Television. I'm your host Manvi Randhawa, and thank you for turning into this informative and educational network. We are broadcasting from the unceded territories of Semiahmoo, First Nation, Katsi, and Kwantlen First Nation. So the first announcement for today is the Pink Shirt Day. Pink Shirt Day is observed on February 28th in Canada, but in Canada, the last Wednesday of each February is Canada's National Pink Shirt Day, also known as Anti-Bullying Day. Many other countries now recognize specific days for raising awareness about the prevention of bullying and promoting kindness and inclusion. Get your pink shirt now, wear it, flaunt it, and say no to bullying. February is also Heart Month, a time to raise awareness about the importance of cardiovascular health and an opportunity to focus on what we can do to improve our heart health. Heart disease impacts almost all of us at one point in our life, either directly or indirectly. It is the second leading cause of death for both men and women in Canada. So prevention plays an important role, especially when it comes to heart and cardiovascular diseases. Healthy behaviors such as being physically active, eating variety of healthy food, limiting highly processed foods, not smoking, quitting if you can, highly recommended, proper sleep, managing your stress, all these things can help reduce your risk of developing heart disease. Good Hei Fat Cho, Happy Chinese New Year, a year of dragon. I wish you all a very happy New Year, happy Chinese New Year from our family to your family. We wish this year be very prosperous for you guys. But just for your information, February 11th is a parade day, is a Chinese New Year's parade that is happening in Chinatown. So make sure you visit there. But just make sure you go by train because most of the roads would be closed. Even though the BC government has introduced a bill to ban illicit drugs, use in the public places, but still it is very common practice. The numbers that came from the BC Chief Coroner's Lisa Lapointe office says that we lost over 2,500 people just in 2023 due to illicit drugs. 2023's deadliest year was due to deaths due to drug use, and 70% of that was fentanyl. It's time for a short break. I'll be right back after we hear some words from our sponsors.
I understand how important it is to have a place called home, and it's frustrating using your hard-earned money on rent. Vic Prasad can make you a homeowner. Get pre-approved services provided to first-time buyers and new immigrants. You can qualify for mortgage even if you have bad credit. Call Vic Prasad now on 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is associated with Craft Mortgages Canada Incorporated. I understand how important it is to have a place called home, and it's frustrating using your hard-earned money on rent. Vic Prasad can make you a homeowner. Get pre-approved services provided to first-time buyers and new immigrants. You can qualify for mortgage even if you have bad credit. Call Vic Prasad now on 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is associated with Craft Mortgages.
This is HSBC Vancouver Sevens. World-class rugby. Electrifying atmosphere. Pulse-pumping partying. February 23rd to 25th. Get your tickets now at van7s.com.
For any kind of visa-related services, contact Milky Way Immigration, a galaxy of opportunities located at Unit 209-9547 152 Street, Surrey, BC. They have licensed immigration consultants, placement officers, and LMIA experts to meet your immigration and recruitment needs. Book one-time free consultation either on Facebook or by calling 604-396-0005. Bollywood Banquet Hall and Conference Center, located at Pyle Business Center at 201-8166 128th Street in Surrey. Thank you, sponsors. If you would like to sponsor and if you would like to provide sponsorship to any segment of our show, get in touch with Kamila Singh by calling 604-537-5123. Today in our studio, we have Suki Dhillon, who is an activist, a school teacher, and a community organizer, and she's organizing International Women's Day on March 1st. Let's take a look.
Hello and welcome to Asian Pulse. Yes, today I have a special guest in our studios, and we're going to be talking about International Women's Day. Yes, you say, why are you talking about International Women's Day now? But it's on March 8th. But Suki is my guest, Suki Dillon. And she's an activist, she's a teacher, she's an organizer. She has done a lot of community work right here and all over the world, Nepal and other countries as well. So she's here and will be talking about International Women's Day. Welcome, Suki.
Camilla ji, thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to the community.
Yeah.
And yes, it is International Women's Day, and why we need to celebrate because of our history everywhere. However, the good thing is that the program that I'm planning, it is celebrating two women from India, from the Indian community, who during the British rule, even though it has been thousands of years everywhere that women and girls were not given the opportunity for education, but these two amazing women are kind of hidden in the history, and that is Fatma Khan and Savitribai Phule.
Okay.
And Savitribai Phule was also given a special award by the British government, and Fatma Khan supported her. And very fortunate, and the happy thing is that, yes, people talk about International Women's Day, why we should celebrate, and it's men and women kind of a battle. But in this situation, Savitribai Phule's husband, Jyoti Rai Phule, supported her
Okay.
in giving education to the girls in the town.
Wow. And especially those days, we are talking about how long ago?
200 years ago.
Yes. And when we talk about men supporting women, never heard of.
Yes.
And men supporting women's education,
Yeah.
never heard of. They just wanted girls to get married and have family, and they belong to a different household or family, and they only believe in giving education to the sons. But 200 years ago, that's great for the men to be supporting women.
Absolutely. And we also, recognize today's world that our brothers, our fathers, grandparents, grandfathers as well, they are understanding that girls, given the opportunity, they will, in terms of education, the roles, that girls can contribute to the world equally as the men, as the boys. So Jyoti Rai Phule is a kind of, he needs recognition.
Okay.
In this context, that in the village, the whole village, including the women of the village, wanted to tell her that she must stop teaching these young girls. They are these two women are spoiling the brains of girls.
Wow.
And it was a horrible situation that I have looked in the history, that these two women, how despite that women in the village used to, curse them as they would be walking down the street, and they were very determined.
That they want to make sure that there is no discrimination between boys and girls,
No.
that everybody should be equal, the same,
Yeah.
and have access to education. So tell me, okay, before we're gonna go, you are organizing an event.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a little bit later.
Yes.
Talk about what have you been doing in last few years since last you came and sat on the chair.
Oh boy.
I'm
as-
looking at about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes, Camilla ji, as you are right, that I am very fortunate to have what I have, and my passion to support women and children. I have been, as you mentioned, supporting Nepal, and a friend of mine who goes to Nepal, because I have visited the place, it's called Mayagar, and that's where there are two amazing women who actually go to small towns, or now it's been many years, it's almost been 8 years since Mayagar started, that people actually find them and say, we have found this child abandoned on the bus or on the street or in a small town, and they bring the children there and they support them. So when I went there in person to see, because I like to go in myself to places, whether it's Jamaica or in Africa and in India, in Punjab, that seeing the place and seeing how these women are working hard and how they are treating these children with so much compassion and respect. And these children, I have gone to their schools to talk to their principals, and I have by my hostel. I don't stay in expensive hotels.
Yeah.
I live in a hostel when I go there, and I have supported a couple of girls who were on the street, and I approached their mother and went to the school and bought their uniform and paid their fees. And I believe that we can't do everything in the world. We
Yes.
can't do for every human being, every girl or boy who is abandoned or who needs help, but we can randomly do that. Like today, before I came, I am supporting one indigenous family, and I got the connection. Their child was in the hospital, and I told the father and the mother that I'll be home in a couple of hours, and then I will be buying them a bed that the child has come from the hospital.
Wow.
And he will need a proper bed. So we do little things, and the program that I am planning now, and of course with your help and telling everyone in the community, is to celebrate us women, the opportunities that we have received from men and the community and the family and the history and the society at large, that we can celebrate our accomplishments.
Of course, of course. Well, that's a wonderful, wonderful deed or help that you are putting out to somebody who doesn't even have a bed to sleep when he's back from the hospital. And you are also doing some project with the First Nations as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, last when we speak about that.
Yes.
So, okay, let's get back then what we are here to talk about.
Yeah?
So let's talk about international. Do you know? Yeah, that's a poster, beautiful poster. It's called International Women's Day.
Yes.
And you'll be celebrating at the
Taj
Taj Park Convention Center.
Mm-hmm.
And
March 1st.
March 1st, okay.
Right.
What's going to happen on that day?
And as I mentioned that, this is because a lot of people are calling me, since few people have the poster, and excuse me, is that we are going to eat and we are going to talk and we are going to celebrate. And how do we celebrate? There were times when many women were not allowed to actually express themselves with the dance and with music. It was all constrained. And I remember as a child girl, that there will be only a certain time, only at somebody's wedding in the family, you could just dance or sing. And even today, there are many places where girls are not allowed.
Still.
Yes.
I see all the women dancing all the time. When I see the videos on Facebook and other social media that are really enjoying. So, but it's still sad that we live in a very democratic country, that women are still held back not to enjoy and not to be able to dance,
express themselves.
Yeah.
And so in this program, of course, when we celebrate, we need food, and we need music, we need singing, we need dancing, and we need drama. So this whole program, of course, we are going to have lots of Bollywood music, and I am hoping to have international music
Yes.
as well. So challenge ourselves that we are living in a multicultural society, so we experience, so women from all cultural backgrounds are invited. And as you know, that Indian diaspora, all of us,
Yeah.
your ancestors also came from India.
Yes.
My ancestors also came from India.
Yeah.
And yet, you being in Fiji, you developed a new set of culture.
Yep.
And sometimes culture, food. And a friend of mine was teaching in, we became friends, and she said, "Oh, I just remembered Camilla ji, and it's a lemon, pickled lemon."
Yes.
And she said, "Oh, this is Fijian
Yeah.
pickled lemon." I'm like, "How is it different?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, my grandma used to boil all the lemons, and then you do the rest." And I thought, "Oh, there is something new
Yeah.
to learn, because we think that we are all the same. We are all the same, and yet our circumstances and the countries and the states of India where we are from, we developed new ways of cooking food, eating food, dancing. So we will have Gujarati dance at the program, and we will have Pakistani qawwalis. So and of
That's
course
lot-
the modern.
Yes.
So the modern and the old and the new. That is how I feel excited that all women will come and we will celebrate.
Oh, excellent. That's so beautiful. That is inclusive to every culture, class, race, and then they come out and celebrate who they are as women, right? So is it just women only, or is it for men too?
Unfortunately, at this time, it's only for women.
Okay.
Because I know that some women have, asked, as I mentioned, that men are supporting women.
Yeah, of course.
And that is a good news, because if men and women are open in education and learning new things, so if men can make tea and make roti,
Yes.
women can do the yard work.
Yeah, true.
Or
Yeah.
carpentry,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But to answer your question, I think next year we should do that. Maybe if this program is really successful, maybe we will have in March, at the end of March,
Yeah.
we have men part of that program too.
Yep, yeah. Because at least when you are saying, I was thinking in my head that even if we call it women only, it's celebration of Women's Day, right? And so men are still supporting the women
Yeah.
by staying home, by taking care of the kids, by allowing the women to go out and celebrate Women's Day.
Right.
So in a bigger term, when you look at a bigger picture, men are still supporting women to be getting out of the house to be able. If they don't support, they wouldn't be able to come to that.
I think that is a billion-dollar comment
Yeah.
that you have made as we have known you for how long in the community, supporting and standing up with the women, and we appreciate that men who are supporting, and when these friends are
And there's so many men,
coming.
they call themselves feminists, right?
feminist,
Yeah,
exactly. And these
Yeah.
women are who are coming. We appreciate their husbands, their brothers, their fathers,
Yeah, grandfathers.
grandfathers. That hey, go, and this is your time to go and celebrate. And of course, I believe that the reason why I am not focusing so much on the past of women in general in the world, their challenges they faced,
Yeah.
because I strongly believe why we are sitting next to each other here in front of the camera is because of those changes.
Yep, yep. there was a time that women were not allowed to do this kind of work.
Exactly.
You know, and they would not get this platform.
Exactly.
And then women had to fight back.
Right.
That if men can do it, women can do it too, right?
And women have
And
proven.
women have done it.
Exactly.
And look at Sushma ji, just said about Sushma ji.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, she was the first woman that started the media in this country with her radio and TV and all that. When she came, nobody was even going to give her a job.
Yep.
But, you know, this is what it is. When nobody gives you a job, she started her own business.
Yes, and it wasn't easy.
No.
For Sushma ji, it was not easy, and yet she was qualified.
Yep.
And she had worked in another country.
BBC.
BBC.
Yeah, that's where she came from.
And yet, if she had, like now, I see at so many media outlets, at the mainstream, where young women are who
Women of color too.
Women of color who probably worked with your station, with you, and Sushma ji. And many of our teachers, they say, oh, you know, that girl, that was my grade high school student. And then she worked under Sushma ji, and now she's at CBC or other television stations and radio stations. So that is why I believe that now it is time, yes, to celebrate everyone. Women who are out here, and yet Savitribai Phule and Fatma ji, they were my history role models. So under their name, I'm hoping to continue this and support education, whether it is in India or whether it is in Fiji or whether it is in Nepal or any other country.
Talk about the tickets.
Yes.
Yes. Talk about the tickets.
Talk about the tickets because if you want to come as a group, tickets are only $35 to cover the food and the rental and the DJ, the Bollywood music he's gonna, put up there.
So how many are on the table?
On the table are 10.
Okay.
And otherwise, if you want individual ticket, it will be $40.
Okay.
And we totally look forward to having your support.
So you encourage people that are watching you to buy the table for $350.
Yes.
And then 10 people, it comes to about $35. Even nobody buys food for that, or you have to pay food for more than $35.
Exactly. So this is
this
not...
person is very, I must say, that I want to say a little bit something about this guy. Taj Park, Mr.
Oh, yes. Taj Park.
So... He is so generous. If you are doing something in future, any fundraising, whatever, you go talk to them. Mr. Tiara ji.
Yes.
And he's been supporting a lot of non-for-profit organizations. And we are also having our event in the same place.
Okay. And I'm glad because I think in business, we need to support each other when people support us.
Okay.
So Mr. Tiara has said that they will give you this price for the future event as well.
Yes.
So we are not, whatever we make, we will tell you right there what program we are going to be using those funds for.
Give the ticket, your phone number, please.
Yes. So we have two phone numbers. One is 604-773-8568. The other one is 778-872-5200. You can call me, Sukhi, or my friend Sati, or of course, you can call Camilla ji, and she will graciously support us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the time. We will put the poster on the thing, so the phone number is there. I will be there for sure, and I will try to see if I can get a table.
Yes.
But thank you so much for coming in today.
Well, thank you, everyone, for listening and watching us. And we cannot say enough thank you to Camilla ji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suki. Tickets can be purchased by calling 778-872-5200. Announcements for the upcoming events. HSBC Canada Sevens is a 3-day international rugby tournament hosted on February 23rd, 24th, and 25th. It is hosted at BC Place in Vancouver. For the second year in both men and women competition will be hosted on the same weekend, bringing 24 teams. So, for more information, send an email or go online. You can go online at van7s.ca. You can send an email at info@bcrugby.ca, or you can call 604-355-5330. PICS Mega Job Fair is coming up again on February 22nd at the Kira Station Community Center in Vancouver. Over 1,000 people come to the PICS Mega Job Fair each and every year. So get your resume ready and go look for the employer. You can meet all the employers here who hire on the spots. For more information, you can contact PICS at 604-596-7722. PICS fundraising gala is taking place on April 12th at the Fraser View Banquet Hall in Vancouver. This will be the largest fundraiser for Guru Nanak Diversity Village, which is a long-term care home for seniors. Keynote speakers will be Premier David Abbey, ex-NDP Premier Glenn Kirk. So for sponsorships and tickets, get in touch with PICS at 604-596-7722. Fiji in Focus, Bula Beats TV, in partnership with Angel Music Productions, are doing a fundraising for Surrey Food Bank, because hunger is never seasonal. They serve over 1,800 hampers per month in Surrey. So this event would be taking place on April 13th at Taj Park Convention Center in Surrey. For sponsorships, for tickets, feel free to call Sarah Sharma at 604-992-7253. You can also contact Mike Singh at 604-818-9404. You can also contact Mike Singh at 604-818-9405. International Women's Day celebration is on March 1st from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. at Taj Park Convention Center in Surrey. The address is 8580 132 Street, and tickets are just $40, or you can pay $350 for a table of 8. For further information, contact 778-872-5200. If you are organizing any event in the community and you want us to promote it for you, we got your back. Just email us at asianpulse@gmail.com. Today we have ran out of time, but I'm hoping that you have enjoyed the show as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. If you have missed our shows, you can always tune in to the Shaw cable every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m., Thursday at 8:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. All of our shows are also broadcasted in Calgary on Channel 10, again on Shaw Cable, and they are also uploaded on our YouTube channel under Kamila Singh Shows. Before I leave today, I want to leave you with these thoughts. No matter how educated, how rich, how cool you believe you are, but how you treat people ultimately tells all. Integrity is the key. I'm your host, Manvi Randhawa. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you all next week on the same channel at the same station. In the meantime, take good care of yourself, and I wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day from my side to your side.